All right, we're back with the third episode of Shihai no Kyoudan. Now, I must say this one must be one of the saddest ones I've seen in a while because of the fact that two things. Yeah, of the biggest factors in this episode, particularly. One, the character that we're gonna introduce today is Risako Kashima. She is a another one that another target, and this one I'll have to say that bro went way too far in this one because one day while in class she's being very much admired by both girls and boys, and the girls were asking her, well, wait, you never really done none of that stuff, none of the spicy stuff. And she's like, well, I don't even know what that is, let alone ever date a man in my life. She never dated before. And they were all like, wow, that's crazy, that's almost like insane. Because for someone who looks, I mean, look at her, she's beautiful, she's dead drop dead gorgeous. And the fact that she's not only a virgin, but also the fact that she never dated anyone speaks volumes about it. That goes to show how naive she is to the world, and the world can be a bit detrimental when it's ready. So Sakashita is overhearing the conversation, and they're all like, wow, this is crazy, this is the first time we ever seen someone that never dated a guy, let alone have sex. And he smirks. You see that little smirk, you dirty bastard? But anyways, the next day, she is actually, well, he sees her and starts speaking to her. And she apologizes. She's actually very empathetic. And I really like her. She's very like naive, soft, feminine, that my kind of woman. But the problem is she's overly friendly and she's easy to manipulate. That's the hard part. I think that's the biggest con in women like this, when they're so naive, they're so like saint, let's just say, if you really want to call it that way. So one day she decided to tell him, listen, if you need anything, and I mean anything, just let me know, just ask. And he's like, oh, well, all right, bet. And bro started taking advantage of her kindness. Again, I'm not saying that what he did was wrong, let alone understanding it. But bro, I think this one little bro went too far with this one. I can understand the first two. And speaking of which, Kotomi slowly but surely is turning into a masochist, because these are signs that she's a masochist. Like, she's like, well, what are you gonna? Are you not gonna do anything to me? I'm like, well, he's like, well, right now, I kind of setting my sights on someone else. And she's like a bit disappointed because she's usually would like, she would usually expect something malignant or maleficent off of him. But this time he was like, nah. You can't, like that one episode of that one part of the movie from Toy Story where Andy just says, I don't want to play with you anymore. That's how he felt at that point. But afterwards he was like, and she's like gave up. She just gave up at that point. And then this is where things went south. So he started to talk to her, romanticizing her, whisper sweet nothings to her. And then he asks her a question that literally caught her off guard. He's like, well, do me a BJ. And he's like, what do you mean by a BJ? And he goes on to explaining what it is. And she's like, oh, okay. And she does it. They started doing sex acts and they started doing all kind of spicy shit. And this is where the true nature of his revenge, well, this is where she started to actually learn about his revenge. And she felt so like used. She felt so disappointed. Now, the only thing I will give her props for is the fact that she took accountability. She partly blamed herself for being so ignorant. And this is what she started monologuing with herself. And she's like, well, I will partly blame myself for indulging in his wants and his needs, but he didn't consider my feelings and my needs. So she started saying like, no more Miss Nice Girl, however you guys want to call it. And this is where things really ended. That's it. But before all that happened, she was like looking rather disturbed, like she saw a damn ghost. And Kotomi approaches her and she's like, hey, what's wrong? And she's like, oh, nothing. And then she started talking. She started like opening up to Kotomi, and she's like, well, Kotomi tells her, well, listen, what you were doing was spicy stuff with Sakashita. and I'm not gonna lie, again, her facial expression is like she saw her mom died in her arms. That's how shocked she was. But yeah, that is pretty much it for the context, and without further ado, let's get right into this.
先生、本当ですか？そんなに驚くことかしら。
俺なら告ってますよ。
あら、ありがとう。でも当時は勉強だけで、ジャージにどつきのメガネだし。
もっとアダルトな恋愛してるのかと。
ちょっと男子変なこと考えてる？よくわからないけど、私にはそういうイメージがあるのかしら。男性とお付き合いしたことないし、私ってそういうのに本当疎くて。大人な恋愛とかアダルトな恋愛してる感じ？
リサコ先生、
大人。さあ、楽しい話はおしまい。次はもっと楽しい授業よ。男性とお付き合いしたことないし、本当疎くて。
コトミか。なんか用か。
いつもの報告できたのに。
ああ。
忘れてましたね。こんなひどいことさせて。私、もうしません。
悪かった。そのまま続けてくれ。
やっぱり止めてくれない。
片付けば可愛がってやる。我慢しろ。
我慢なんて、私は嫌って言ってるのに、可愛がるとか。
何も知らなそうなあいつを好きに襲ってやりたいぜ。そういや。
この前の定額明けから気になってたから、笑えてるようでよかったわ。
何も変わらないぜ。人はさらに寄りつかなくなったけどな。
ごめんなさい。あなたは悪くないのに、学園側のせいでそういう評価を。
先生も悪くないだろう。けど次のテストの問題教えてくれたら助かるけど。
問題は無理だけど、時間をとって個別指導で教えてあげるわよ。みっちりと。
個別指導、本気で頼みはよかったか。
あら、不安なら今からでもいいわよ。のかしら。鹿島先生、どうかしました？いえ、大丈夫よ。花森先生、ちょっと聞いていいかしら。フェラチオって知ってる？鹿島先生、そうですね。フェラガモはいいデザインだと思いますよ。先生、職員室でそんなエッチな言葉使ったらまずいですよ。なのでフェラチオという行為は男女の。良かれと思ってしてきたのに。
よう、こんなとこで珍しいな、リサコ。
あなたとの行為確認したわ、すべて。
へえ。
確かに何も知らない私も悪いけれど、好き放題ハレンチな行為をさせてきたあなたのことは到底許せないわ。
Well, that is pretty much it. I don't think I have anything else to say at this point because I already explained. Everything is already self-explanatory. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. We're on the second to last episode, and I'm gonna upload the last episode probably sometime tomorrow or Sunday, depending on how I feel. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. So until then, peace out.